Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here for the match review of AC Milan against Cagliari. Match that just finished moments ago at the San Siro, with Milan picking up a 2-1 win, their second win in 2 games in this new Serie A season. The goals were scored by, of course, Cutrone and Suso, both their second goals of the Serie A campaign, and the goal from Cagliari was scored by Joao Pedro. On paper, before the match started, I think everyone was expecting quite a bit of a different scoreline, maybe a more convincing scoreline than just a 2-1. And I have to say, I personally was expecting a way better performance from Milan, given the circumstances that we are in. We played such a great game last weekend against Cutrone. Of course, we qualified midweek for the Europa League group stages. So personally, I thought this was going to be a walk in the park for us, but it was far from that. I think Cagliari played a very solid game. They really gave it to us. They didn't make life easy for us at any point in this game. As a matter of fact, they really complicated a lot of things for us. And I mean, we're still getting used to this. A lot of people are probably already jumping to conclusions. Oh, we cannot, we cannot beat Cagliari by dominating them. We always have to settle for these little 2-1 score lines, not convincing performances. Let's not forget that this team is a brand new team with a lot of new players. We are playing 3 games a week on most weeks. And, it's going to take time to adapt for all these players. It's still the beginning of the season. Let's just be happy that we are still undefeated and that we have actually won this game. Because, in my opinion, this game could have gone a lot different if Cagliari had buried their chances. They had a few decent chances in the first half, also hitting the post. In the second half, Milan's defense, I think, was all over the place, especially for the beginning of that second half, which also resulted in Cagliari's goal. And I think the positioning in general was not the best. I had stressed yesterday in the match preview that in order to have a comfortable game against Cagliari, we needed to hold on to that possession, hold on to that ball. And I don't think Milan did exactly that today. I think they were rushing a lot of things. A lot of plays were not, pitch perfect. They were not something that you would have been expecting Milan to do. But like I said, it's all a transition. And hopefully, this transition actually is something that happens faster rather than slower. So hopefully, we build on. Obviously, I'm happy with the win. I'm happy with the 3 points. But hopefully, we will build from this and maybe have an easier time next time around. Then again, I'm still very happy for some player performances. Cutrone once again being very, very clinical in the front of the net. And like Dave from Milan Club Philly, I don't know if you guys are following him on Twitter, he mentioned as soon as he scored that, Cutrone is doing exactly what Bacca didn't do last season, and that is being that poacher that sometimes we need in Bacca and really finish those chances right away. Now Cutrone, I believe this is already his 4th goal in all competitions, official competitions this season, if you include the Europa League as well. And I have to say, for a youngster like him, no one was probably expecting this sort of start, but he has proven many people wrong, and once again he's giving Montolivo something to think about on who to start as that forward. Also very happy with Suso, not only for his assist to Cutrone's goal, but also for that beauty of a free kick. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it was his 2nd goal of the season, and he's scored 2 goals and had 2 assists so far in 2 games. We said it all season round last year. Suso's one of those players that cannot be replaceable at the club, and with all this added talent surrounding him, I think his performances are just gonna get better and better from now on. So very happy for Suso. Hopefully he continues like this. Always very influential and always a great, game changer when the time at the right place. Borini, I liked how he played as well. I think he's a very hard worker. Many people, I said this last week at the beginning of the season, were not giving him much freedom. They were actually criticizing the management for making such a signing, but I believe that Borini is doing a decent job so far. I do agree with all of you guys that say that we do need a primary starter in that position instead of Borini. I do agree with that, but I don't believe that it will come maybe this summer. But it will definitely be a priority, in my opinion, for the winter to sign another left winger. And also depends what formation, Milan is considering to continue with. They might as well go with a 4-4-2 or a 3-5-2. And at that point, Borini's role is not really as critical as it would be in a 4-3-3, for example. So we will have to wait and see for that. For the midfield, Kessie, I find he had a bit of problems sometimes, but he recuperated and he stood his ground, adding in that physicality that he's very well known for. Near the end of the game, he scored a goal, but the referee disallowed it after he saw some sort of tug on the opposition's shirt. My opinion, that's not really a foul. You see that in Calcio all the time, a little pull of the shirt and so forth. But, at the end of the day, that's the referee's decision, and that's what he decided. Moving on, like I said, the defense, they did a good job today besides that goal where really it gave me flashbacks of the past few seasons and the disorganization that we saw in that defense for many, many years. It really gave me flashbacks of that, and hopefully we won't see that again. Unfortunately, we had to break the clean sheet streak that we had going on, which was, I believe, 4 games running or 5 games running. But, like I said before, right now what we have to be looking forward to is getting the 3 points at the end of the day, making sure that we get the win, and everything else is secondary to that, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comment section below. I would like to read your thoughts and know what you guys think in general about this game and the player performances. If you guys want to highlight anyone in particular, I'll be reading your comments for the next 5 minutes. Beats Next Door says, there are good pieces on this team. I just think we need 1 or 2 more good players and we'll be okay. Montolivo and Borini are not good enough in my opinion. Diego says, after our first goal, I had a deja vu of last season. I agree with you. I think after the first goal, and we saw this so many times last season, we would score, and all of a sudden, it's not like the team was breaking down, but it just looked like they became less organized, or maybe less involved, less clinical. Everything is like to a lesser extent. And yes, I do agree with you there, Diego. It kind of gave me flashbacks as well, as I mentioned. Casey says, Bonucci had a clutch tackle at the end, paying back that 42 million early in the season. Completely agree with you. He made a lot of clinical challenges, but he also risked. I have to say, in that first half, he risked. Could have been a penalty shot for Cagliari, or maybe a free kick outside the box. But other than that, yes, Bonucci's experience is definitely coming into play, and I think we are all looking at that. Mustafa says, Milan fans should realize that more than 60% of the starting lineup is new. They come from different leagues. I'm worried about Akan. I have a feeling that he won't fit Serie A. I hope I'm wrong. Well, like you said, it's still early in the season. I don't think there's really anyone to worry about at this point going on. As a matter of fact, I think, especially for the forwards, now that Kalinic came in the team, and you still have Andre Silva, which originally was supposed to be our primary starter in that role. I think there's a lot of competition that will be going on there, and I think Montella will have a lot of choices to make, especially for the striker, with Cutrone doing so well, Kalinic coming in, and Andre Silva being there as well. Milan Ocha says, Musacchio is being shaky. We need Romagnoli. Well, Romagnoli is back. He's on the bench, so maybe for the next games we will see him. I'm not sure. Like I said, these guys are not bad players. They're very good players, in my opinion, and it just takes time to actually see them perform to higher levels. Like Mustafa mentioned, more than 60% of the team come from different leagues. We got all sorts of players coming from different leagues. So, you know, it's something that these guys have to adapt to as well. Serie A is one of the hardest leagues in the world, not only in Europe, to adapt to. And I believe that, you know, these guys already, for what I saw right now, it's not like they fully adapted to the league just yet, but they're definitely doing a very good job at keeping, you know, their control, their composure in these games. And I believe with time, with months passing by, they will definitely be more used to the league, and I think we shouldn't worry about everything else coming afterwards. Electrical Drift says, "Hey Gio, don't you think the ref was utterly bad?" I never really like to comment on the refs, but you know, I think some decisions were a bit debatable, not only for Milan today, but also for Cagliari. Yeah, definitely, you know, I have to say that the referee wasn't the best, but we shouldn't be thinking about that. By the way, we just got a donation from John Robiotto. Thank you, John. As always, great support from you. I always appreciate your great support. He says, "I love you, Gio. I think this team shows heart and is overall playing well together. They're smiling and having fun, which is something new for the squad. We can only improve from here on out." And I fully agree with you. I mean, I just see it in the players' faces as well. They're all just showing that determination. They're, you know, you could see that grinta in their face, also telling the teammates, you know, move there, move there. I see a lot more leadership, a lot more composure, like I said before, between all these players. And, no, I'm very happy about that. Hopefully, this is the start of something great, and I'm pretty sure it will be. One more question or comment I'm going to answer. Miguel96 says, "Once Bilia came in, it was like heaven on earth. Just seeing the number 11 that was once worn by my all-time idol gave me the chills. Montolivo can't play CDM. It just doesn't work." And someone actually mentioned on Twitter to me, you know, Montolivo, you know, you can't be the only creative player. But I don't think it's only about creativity. I've been stressing about Montolivo for God knows how many years. I think I'm honestly tired of speaking of Montolivo. For all those people that have been following me for years on this, I'm pretty sure you guys all know how frustrated I get when I speak about Montolivo. But you know, in my opinion, I don't think it's only about the creativity. I think it's also his decision making. His defensive skills are not the best. Today, I saw a lot of bad decisions being by Montolivo. It's not only regarding how accurate your passes could be, how, you know, influential your movements could impact the team. It's also your decision making. You know, like, it's just unbelievable how many times I see him making the wrong decisions. And playing him in that CDM role in the middle, you're really calling yourself crazy if you have to play him there. You're really shooting yourself in the foot, because, you know, everyone understands, and I think everyone understands the importance of playing in that middle. You are the one that is controlling the whole team in that middle. You cannot have a guy that makes these mistakes playing for Milan in that middle. Someone was suggesting playing him as a right mid at one point. Yes, it might be maybe a better outcome for him, but would he really replace guys like Kessie, for example? No chance. So there's only one thing to say. Montolivo, I'm not saying to throw him out of the team exactly. A lot of people are probably, you know, praying to God that he leaves every day. But he would be a good substitute player to have. You know, a guy that, you know, still has the experience. I'm not saying that everything he has is to throw in the garbage, but, you know, he's not a guy that could start games for Milan. He's definitely not a guy. He's a guy that could bring in that leadership. Maybe he could be that, you know, last option substitute that we need in order to balance the game or just to replace an injured player. But you cannot rely on Montolivo to win trophies. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say here. So that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys all for watching. Once again, 2 wins in 2 games for Milan in the Serie A so far to start off this season on the right foot. Very happy with the result. Not so much with the performance, but I'm sure it could improve from now on. Thank you for watching, guys, once again. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything going on at the club. I'll see you guys later. This has been Gio signing off, and as always, Forza Milan.